Hello, my name is Charles, and in today's video, we're going to talk about why it's so easy to procrastinate. Why is it so easy to procrastinate, and why is it so easy to make impulsive decisions and not get stuff done? And what is the solution? Like, how can we solve that? How can we live in a society and succeed, which now favors delayed gratification and foregoing immediate pleasures and benefits for long-term gain. So I think the first thing to get into that is why understanding why it's so easy. So part of the reason it's so easy, at least according to the evolutionary theory and understanding, is that when times were uncertain, right? Let's say our hunter-gatherer ancestors, when times were really uncertain in terms of like food, water, shelter, and like resources and mating and social, when all these things were uncertain and lifespans weren't as long and the resources weren't abundant and all these things, the short-term decision-making and sometimes impulsivity would actually cause them to survive in certain moments or live longer, right? They didn't, that old quote, like, no one's promised tomorrow or whatever. It's like they really weren't promised tomorrow. The tiger or whatever could attack them, or, let's say a warring tribe or whatever. It's like, so they, like nowadays, right? Let's say you start investing or you make a long-term decision, like I'm going to go to college. For most people, at least if they have the opportunity to go to college, they're not just going to run out of resource immediately or the opportunity to go to college. So, those long-term decisions are actually, better off in today's society. Whereas back then, right, the bird in the hand, the food, or, what would keep them alive in the moment was what they needed, because they weren't as comfortable materially or in the external. And so I think we're hardwired in a way to kind of choose the immediate, right? Like, because procrastination also serves a great function, right? In serving the immediate. It's like, hey, let's say you have a project due in school in, 30 days. Well, now you actually get 28 days of fun or enjoyment in the immediate moment, and we're hardwired to choose the immediate. And then in 2 days, all that stress and anxiety will propel you to get the activity done. So you're like, I can just 28 days of fun, 2 days of actually working. But that doesn't actually work long term, and that leads to burnout and stuff like that. And so how do we get out if we are, kind of selected, or at least according to the evolutionary theory, like pushed to, push to choose immediate rewards. And I think there are a couple options, and some may work better than others. There are some studies that suggest envisioning the future situation. Let's say it's you graduating or getting that dream job or whatever it may be. That'll propel you. Like, imagining that gives you almost a little dopamine or almost a little reward in the immediate moment. So it continues down the future planning or long-term strategy for your life. I think another is, like, at least for me, sometimes this works, is micro rewards. Let's say if you have a romantic, or you have a devoted partner, right? You have a romantic relationship, like a date or two with them a week while you're doing school, you're working on something. That's like your reward throughout the week to just enjoy, relax, and continue motivated on a good track to set up your future. And so that can be super helpful, having little micro rewards along the way to keep you motivated. I think also social accountability can be a good one. Like, if you tell someone that you really trust and respect and you wouldn't want to disappoint, or you really care about your goal or your dream, then naturally you'll want to stay accountable or, held up to that. Because if you tell them that, then you really have to keep it, right? If you just tell yourself, sometimes we can, I can leave it for tomorrow. But if you tell the person you really care and respect, then you naturally want to, uphold that. And so those can be some helpful ways. And I think the best way for procrastination that has kind of helped me is the idea of acceptance. It's like, it's just not, it doesn't have to be attached to like the process and the intention and the goal, but the specific way the outcome manifests or thing does not matter. So the way it comes out to be is not as important. For example, it's like you're gonna play the soccer game to the absolute best, right? You're gonna do all you can to win this soccer game, but at the end of the game, you always shake hands, GG. You tell the other person good game, fist bump or whatever, and you're done after that. So it's like you have your dream, you're going to do your absolute best for as long as you can to stay committed to the actual actions that it takes to get there, like granularly, like record video. If it's like YouTube, record video, post video, do that, right? That is like the action. Stay committed to those. And then the way the particular dream manifests, whether it be 100,000 views or 150,000 views or this or that, right? The particular way the dream manifests is not the important thing. It's who is it for, and am I committed to the granular actions that get to the destination? And I think that helps a lot, because I think a lot of people can get caught up on like the perfectionism, or it has to be a certain way or at a certain time. And it's like, don't focus on that. Just focus, what actions do I need to take? Who and why am I taking them for? And then just commit to that process, do your absolute best, and then the natural outcome from kind of God or the way nature works will arise. So I hope this helps. I know procrastination is something a lot of people struggle with, and I've struggled with at times. And so there is a way to overcome it, and I wish you all the best in your journey to do so. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, please put them down in the comment section below. I'll also put a list of, a list of scientific journals and evidence and research as a bibliography down below. And so just to, verify any information or see, what I'm talking about. So I hope this helps. Much love to you all, and get out there and go accomplish your dreams.